foremost things that we look at when it comes to multilingualism and multiculturalism is an asset base. We look at these families, we look at the students overall as being assets to our community. Because believe it or not, for decades, Billings has been a little bit more diverse than most of the other parts of the state. I talked to a lot of people who have come here in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, and you saw that one line graph that you had in there. It was kind of interesting how many refugees in the 80s and such. And actually that's coming off of a lot of refugees that came in the 60s and 70s. And if you think about the community here in Billings, we have a lot of refugees that came in as a result of Korea and the Vietnamese War. And Montana was a settlement place. Let's go back to the World War I era. There were many Slovakian and many European families, including my family, who came over. My grandfather came over as a Slovakian, wasn't termed a refugee at that time, but there were many families who escaped out of Europe to get into the United States as a result of World War I, World War II, and guess where they found themselves? They found themselves back east, not a lot of economic opportunity for them, but they heard about land, they heard about mining, they heard about the railroads, and they found themselves out here in Montana. And so Montana has been one of those areas that we have had a lot of diversity over the years when it comes to the families who have come through that are multilingual. I remember hearing the stories from my grandfather about having to make sure you learn the language. You know, if you're going to be successful, you're going to have to learn English. You're going to have to get rid of all of your culture. So the whole idea of not speaking the native languages, your home languages anymore, was something that those cultures had to deal with. And now it's one of those things that my family looks back and goes, wouldn't it have been nice, right? Wouldn't it have been nice to be able to hold on to some of those cultures and some